I have some amazing family budget meals for you today. All of them coming in at well under $2 a serving for a family, some even as low as 75 cents a serving. I know how important it is to feed your family on a budget, and most importantly, have it taste delicious at the same time. You are going to love these recipes. All of them will be linked down below in the doobly-doo for you. So without further ado, let's get cooking. Blah, 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 blah. This Mexican black bean sausage chili does have a few more ingredients, but they are simple, basic, easy to find, and quick and easy to put together, which is my favorite part. So this dish can cost more or less depending on what type of black bean you use. If you use the cans, it will be more expensive. For 8 servings, I have this at $8.41 for the whole meal, which comes out to $1.05 a serving. But if you choose to use 1 pound of dried black beans and cook them yourself, it will drop your price to $6.81, which is 85 cents a serving. Unbelievable. The only real prep you need to do is chop your onion and brown your meat. So let's go ahead and do that now. We'll throw everything together. Okay, I am kicking it off in my Mise Dutch oven. This is a 7-quart, and I will add a little bit of oil on the bottom of this. We are just browning the sausage and the onions together, and then basically dump everything else in. It's super, super easy. And you just simmer it together until all the flavors come together. So obviously, the longer it simmers, the better it's going to be. At my Walmart, this breakfast sausage, the original sausage, is under $2 still. This is one of the best protein deals you can find at a grocery store right now. I find these incredibly versatile. You could do tons of stuff with them. Now that the sausage is cooked, in come my onions, 1 to 2 cups depending on your onion preference. I'm of the opinion that if a little onion is good, more onion is better. So I lean towards the 2-cup measurement. Saute these together until the onion is almost cooked, and in come the rest of the ingredients. Okay, did I mention this recipe was easy? Because it's easy. 2 cans of diced tomatoes, in they go. 4 cans of black beans, or you can use 1 pound of dried beans that you cook yourself. I didn't even drain these. Look how easy this is. 3 cups of chicken broth. I'm just using plain water and chicken bouillon powder. 1 tablespoon of cumin. This measuring spoon is a 1/2 tablespoon, so I've got it heaping here. 2 teaspoons of oregano. I'm gonna go a little shy on this one just because Dave doesn't prefer a ton of that. 1/2 of a can of chipotle chilies in adobo. I find these very spicy, so I'd go easy and then taste for seasoning. This is definitely gonna be based on your family's tolerance level. And I will put a touch of the sauce in there. And I'm still trying to get rid of this huge thing of garlic. So about a tablespoon, I don't know, a teaspoon to a tablespoon, your call. I don't know that I'm ever gonna buy one this big again. Oh, Best Buy 2019, wow. This is it. This is the whole meal. I basically threw just a bunch of ingredients in a pot, and kablooey, you're finished. So this is gonna simmer for 45 minutes, and we'll come back, give it a taste for seasonings, but pretty sure it's gonna be amazing. Look at this. This looks so good. Bring this up to a simmer. I'm gonna put the lid on so it'll do that a little bit faster. And are you dying over this like black Mise Dutch oven? I'm obsessed. 45 minutes later, here's what we have, this gorgeous sausage black bean chili. It's time to add a little bit of lime juice. It's most likely cheaper to use a bottled lime juice, although if you can afford it, the fresher lime does taste better. And you can top it with whatever you want, cheese, chips, sour cream. So let's scoop some up right now. Just because we're cooking budget meals doesn't mean we need to have cheaply made kitchen tools. You can get professional grade kitchen products at a lower price. Thank you to Mise for sponsoring today's video. Now, over the last 1.5 years, I have accumulated quite the collection of Mise products. I started with the chef knife. I went with the steak knives and paring knife. I have the non-stick skillet. I recently purchased the Dutch oven and the brazier, and I cannot tell you how much I love all of their products. The brazier, you can kind of see it right there, is like my new favorite pot for putting in the oven, searing meat. But today, let me talk about the non-stick skillet. It is an essential in the kitchen. The non-stick pan has a coating that is 2.5 times more effective than other non-stick pans that cost twice as much. You can use the non-stick pan on induction, gas, electric, and it is oven safe up to 450 degrees, an essential quality in any pan that I look for. I've been using my non-stick pan for well over a year, and it is just as non-stick today as the day that I got it, which is really saying something for a non-stick pan. And yes, they are going to give you a deal today. Go to my link down in the bloop below and use the code FRUGAL to save 20% off of your Mise order. Again, go to the link in my description, use promo code FRUGAL for 20% off of your first order. You can get anything you want. You can get the chef knife, the non-stick pan, the brazier, the Dutch oven, the steak knives, the paring knives, the stainless pans. You will not be disappointed in any of your purchases. First link down below. Thank you to Mise, and let's head back to more budget meals. For a mere $6.84, you can have a delicious made at home takeout copycat spicy sriracha noodles coming at you. Only comes to $1.16 per serving. While my water is heating up to boil my lo mein noodles, I'm gonna be mixing up the sauce right here. I have a 1/4 cup of brown sugar, about 5 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of crushed red pepper flake, or, you know, if you're a little shy on the spice, go a touch easy on that. Now let's dump in your sriracha. This is the one I happen to have right now, so I'll be using this one. This is all about your spice tolerance level. So I'm gonna do 4 tablespoons and eyeball it a little. It's probably a little shy of 4 tablespoons, but that's okay. And give it a whisk and set that to the side. Once your water's boiling, go ahead and add your lo mein noodles. I have 14 ounces here. And these were more expensive than I thought they would be. I thought the package would be a lot cheaper than $3, but it was the cheapest one I could find. This will only take a few minutes. So while this cooks, move over to your skillet or saucepan. I have this amazing Mise brazier. I just got this. Literally my favorite new pot. So this has been preheating, and we're going to put in some butter and eggs. I have an entire stick of butter here because this is going to help create some of our sauce. So go ahead and put that in and let it start melting. 8 eggs, add some salt, give it a quick whisk. We will dump this into the butter. Eggs going in. Don't scramble all the way, just kind of lightly. Our eggs are mostly scrambled, so in comes the noodles. These are also hot, which will help cook the eggs. Here comes our sauce that we made before. Just kind of mix all of this together until it's all combined. My heat is off, by the way. And one last ingredient, some sliced green onions going in right now that I cut with my Mise knife. Recipe rating on the spicy noodles. Oh my gosh, 10 out of 10, you have to go make it. If you're nervous about the spice level, you can totally cut down on the sriracha amount and leave out the crushed red peppers completely. It was perfect for me. My lips are a touch tingly, my mouth feels warm, but it was not like, ah! All of my kids ate it, no sweat. You could add chicken if you want to bump the protein factor, add some veggies on the side. If you have some of those around, of course that will bump the cost of this meal up quite a bit, but I still think feeding 6 to 8 people on about $6.50, the flavor of this one, 10 out of 10, highly recommend. You have to go make it. Write it down in your meal plan now and make it this week. It is that good. It is amazing to me that such few ingredients can create a delicious meal and feed a family of 6 for a mere 72 cents a serving. Your most expensive ingredients in here are gonna be your evaporated milk, your cheese, and your potatoes, none of which cost that much. Obviously, our chicken broth, you know, half an onion and a little bit of pepper are very, very small costs for this meal. All of these ingredients here cost $4.29 in May of 2022. So all you need are these ingredients, a knife, some water, and a crock pot. Let's put together this delicious crock pot potato cheese soup. I have 6 cups of diced potatoes and 1/2 to 1 onion diced, depending on how much you like onion. 2 teaspoons of chicken bouillon. I just use the cheap powder. 2.5 cups of water. As much pepper as you enjoy. I just have this little shaky pepper.
I might have to take that lid off and be a little more generous. You can put this on high for 4 to 5 hours or low for 9 to 11 hours, and we'll add the milk and cheese much, much later when it's done being cooked. My friends, it is that easy. Just wanna make sure all my bouillon's down in there, and I realize it like barely covers these potatoes, but remember we're in a crock pot and we don't evaporate a lot of the milk in this case, and the onions are gonna release some water also. I have made this dozens and dozens of times. Trust me, it's gonna be okay. I personally am gonna go high for 4 hours. I'll see you then. Quiet on the set. Okay, it has been about 4 hours. My potatoes are cooked. Oh, this is very hot. Oh, very hot. I like to use the Kraft singles cheese instead of actual cheese because this is the way my mom always did it. When you're recreating your mom's recipes, you do it the way she did it. Plus, it was probably, I think my parents did it because it was cheap, honestly. So this recipe is very near and dear to my heart. I grew up with this. My mom has made this potato cheese soup my entire life. When I was sick, my mouth hurt when I had braces, she would like double it. Like I'd eat the leftovers forever. To this day, my mom is in her 60s. To this day, my mom says this is still her favorite potato soup. So I'm doing 10 slices of the sliced cheese. If you want to use real cheese, it's 1.5 cups of shredded. And I have an entire can of evaporated milk. It does not matter what brand you use here. So the way my mom always did it is she would like lay out the string cheese, the sliced cheese in like a layer like that, and then kind of stir it in, like push it under and then do it again. I don't know why I'm doing this the exact way she used to do it. I don't know. You do what your mom says, right? That's the rule of life. So I'm gonna kind of mush them a little bit. There's clearly not enough pepper in this, so I'm also going to add some more pepper. I'm just gonna do one quick extra stir, and you can tell that there is now enough liquid. So the lid goes back on for about 30 minutes, and then this is ready to go. And this is one of those dishes that tastes even better the next day. So if you wanna double it and just bulk it up and kind of meal prep some soups for the week, that's a great idea. And also, this is a great dish for when you have a kid that's had their wisdom teeth out. So just wanna throw that in there also. See you in 30. This is the consistency you're looking for, and I was so excited. I already got myself a bowl in this soup mug. It smells amazing. This is excellent to eat with rolls. Did I mention rolls, crackers, homemade crusty bread, of which I also have a recipe for. You need to try this. You will not regret it. This is going to be a $1.46 per serving dish, and it is a play on my grandfather's chicken and rice roget dish, which is a fabulous cream of mushroom soup, chicken and rice casserole. I'm taking his basic recipe and tweaking it into a lime chipotle chicken and rice casserole instead. It's not really a casserole, it's chicken and rice baked in a dish. So here we have just a 10 by 15 baking dish. I like a bigger one than a 9 by 13. Just for my own personal preference, I have 1 cup of raw plain rice. This is not cooked at all. And about half of a raw chopped onion. So easy to put together. On top of this, I'm gonna put chicken on the bone of your choice. Now, I'm a big fan of the dark meat, so I have chicken thighs here, and I'm using an entire package. So this is gonna be 8 chicken thighs. So in theory, you could feed 8 people with this, but I'm assuming I'm gonna only feed 6, like just my family with this. I would recommend chicken on the bone for this dish and not boneless chicken, just because of the cooking time in the oven is not, like just chicken breast is gonna get dried out. Bone in chicken thighs, drumsticks are gonna be fabulous. Chicken leg quarters are great. Here is what I have so far. Like, I've spent no time on this so far. And my package of chicken did have the skin on, but I went ahead and took off most of it. I did leave some just for the fat content. Okay, now on top of this, we're gonna put our liquid. So let's set this to the side and mix that up. And wash your hands. For our liquid, I have 2 cups of water because I'm using powdered bouillon. You could also use 2 cups of chicken broth, whichever you have or is more convenient for you. Now, I was looking for a can of Rotel, but I didn't have that in my pantry. So instead, I'm gonna use this 14.5 ounces of diced tomatoes and a can of diced green chilies to try and replicate Rotel. Any brand is completely fine. You know, this feels like a lot. Maybe I'll only use half of this.
I'll use half of that because that's a ton of diced green chilies. I have 2 diced chipotles in adobo right here. I only use 2 because I find them to be pretty spicy. And the juice of 2 limes. Bottled lime juice, also okay. Now before we whisk, let's add a few spices. I'm gonna do this garlic powder right here because I am trying to use this up. I'll do about a half a teaspoon to a teaspoon of each of these. Onion powder, ditto. I don't know why I buy this. I never use this. Ground cumin, which I do use often. I love this stuff. About a teaspoon there. There we go. A little bit of salt. And then whisk. Whisk it real good. Okay, this is our liquid that's gonna go into our dish. Smells really good. Pour in your liquid all over your chicken and rice and onions, trying not to spill on the counter. Hey, I did pretty good. Well, I did well. Good and well are different. Now this is optional. If you want to give it a little bump of flavor, I happen to have this cilantro lime seasoning in my spice cabinet that I have not used. Like I bought it because I thought I would use it and I haven't been. So if you have something that's similar, go ahead and just give your chicken a little sprinkle on top, just like this. Just seasoning the chicken a touch. Okay, I am covering this with foil. Wait, do I cover it? Hang on. No, I don't. I don't cover it. I lied. This goes into a 375-degree oven, uncovered for 1 hour. Ooh, that's hot. Here is the completed dish. I checked with a fork and my rice is 100% cooked. 1 hour at 375, uncooked, makes the perfect amount of rice. And because we add so much liquid and we do cook it for a long time, it floofs up really nicely. Now this is perfect just the way it is, but I happen to have a little bit of cotija cheese. Nope. I happen to have a little bit of queso fresco hanging around that you can crumble on top of that. And it would be really, really easy to add a couple dollars and make a nice, beautiful side salad to go on the side, which is how I'm gonna serve it to my family with whatever dressing you would like. Feeding a family of 6 for $8 total. Can never go wrong with a cheap and easy chicken and rice bake. As a reminder, I have links for all of these recipes today down below. Some of them are my own creation, so they are on my own brand new website, frugalfitmom.com. I'm slowly adding all of my own personal recipes, family recipes, and tweaks that I have made to them over the years. So I hope you really enjoy that new website. It was a beast to put together. Now listen, all of these recipes were an absolute win with my family. The delicious, spicy, salty rice on the lime chicken bake, the black bean sausage chili, Dave could not get enough of that one. The potato cheese soup has been a favorite of mine for well over 20 years. Those spicy sriracha noodles, oh my gosh, we'll be making once a week, maybe twice a week from now on. If you want to pick up that deal from Misen, first link down below. Thanks for hanging out with me today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.